Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Marav Fatemi. Getting into our next segment here, we're going to talk a little bit about the Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver Nuggets series. And as you can see from the headline, this is, in my opinion, the biggest game of the NBA playoffs so far. This is between two teams that are so evenly matched, it feels like, with Jokić, Chet Holmgren, Jamal Murray, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then the role players around both teams that are stepping up big, massive for both teams. You have Jalen Williams on one side. You have Aaron Gordon on the other. You have Michael Porter Jr. You have Isaiah Hartenstein. You have Russell Westbrook. You have Aaron Wiggins on the other. Like this is a series that is going back and forth between two teams that are playing incredible basketball. Both sides. The Nuggets playing obviously just knocked out the Clippers in the first round, are continuing to play high level basketball right now. Oklahoma City that's playing at a high level right now. Shai, obviously the MVP of the league right now. Not obviously, but we're 98% of this, 98% sure that he is going to come away with the MVP trophy for this season. Jokić has won 3 MVPs in his tenure in the NBA. Is labeled as the best player in the NBA right now. Even though some players are even though some people are saying that he isn't playing at that level right now because he just quickly in the last 3 games he shot 33% and had 16 turnovers total. That is not typical Jokić basketball that we know. And I expect him to kind of have a little bit of a bounce back game tonight. If the Nuggets want to win tonight, it's going to be on the back of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokić. It really has to be. The star players are going to show up and show out tonight. The same way last night in New York, between Boston and New York. It was Jason Tatum versus Jalen Brunson down the stretch. It was Jaylen Brown versus Mikal Bridges. It was Derek White against Karl-Anthony Towns. The star players show up in big moments, and that is what it's going to come down to tonight. I still believe in my X factor in Aaron Gordon. I think he is still the X factor of this series. If he can go off for 20 points and 10 rebounds, like when he has those shooting games where he's able to go 4 for 7 from 3, 3 for 7 from 3, 4 for 8 from 3, 5 for 9 from 3, something like that, this Nuggets team is borderline impossible to beat. That is how good they are when they play at their best. So I think the combination of him with Nikola Jokić, if he's able to have that 20-point, 10-rebound game, probably closer to 30 and 10 game. Jamal Murray can pitch in another 20, 25 points. Michael Porter Jr. can do another 10 to 15 points. Russell Westbrook can go off for 10 to 15 points. I think that's Nuggets basketball at its best, at its purest, and that is the Nuggets team that I know can pretty much beat anybody in the Western Conference. That is the Nuggets team that can go all the way to the NBA Finals and win the whole thing if they play at that level. Problem is they don't always play at that level. Sometimes guys take days off, whether it's a Jamal Murray sometimes, whether it's a Michael Porter Jr. We've seen Aaron Gordon get taken out of the series against the Clippers for the most part. Outside of, I think, of course, that game winner in Game 4. But outside of that Game 7 as well. I'd say Game 7 was probably his best performance outside of the game winner that he had. But in this series against the Thunder, Aaron Gordon has been much more potent. And whether that has to do with size difference in the paint or whatnot, leaving him open in the corners, letting him shoot it, whatever it might be, Aaron Gordon needs to continue to play at the high level that he's been playing at if they want to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in this series. The Thunder obviously still one of the youngest teams in the NBA. I said it before the playoffs started. I really thought the expectations that we threw on this Thunder team, I thought it was a little unfair. I thought it was a little too much for a young team like them to handle. And it might be a hot take, and I 100% get it. I don't discredit anything of what you're saying. But this is a Thunder team that is still lacking that number 2 option. And a little bit of, if you guys tuned into me and Jeremy's podcast last night, I kind of want to discuss something that we discussed on the podcast that kind of opened my eyes a little bit. This is a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander that was in the exact same spot that he's in right now last year against the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks in the second round were tied 2-2 with them. Going back to Dallas for a game, going back to Oklahoma City for Game 5. And it was a play of Luka Doncic, the best player probably in the world that year, if not on the floor. Him and Jokic were on a different level last year. It was either, I would say Luka has an argument for best player in the world last year between him and Jokic. But that's another conversation for another day. It was the play of Luka Doncic down the stretch that put the Mavericks over the Thunder. And it was also the lack per se of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in terms of talent, in terms of the way we know he can play, that we were missing from him. So there could be a label that could be circulating. I still think that this Thunder team is missing a number 2 option, and it's going to be the reason why they don't win a championship this year. I think they have a great team. They have great pieces around Shai. They have Chet. They have young pieces. They're the youngest team in the NBA. But they're missing the number 2 reliable scorer. Jalen Williams in Game 4, only 10 points. If you want to win this series, Jalen Williams, you have to play at a higher level. I know the Thunder won Game 4, but they won it by the skin of their teeth. They really did. And you know Jokic is not going to continue to play at this level. So we know Jokic is due for a bounce-back game. I would not be shocked if it's tonight. And I think it's going to come down to his play, how the Thunder go about the rest of this series. It's going to be between Jokic and Shai tonight. Who is going to step up? Who's going to show out? If the Thunder lose and Shai absolutely shows out, goes off for 35, 40 points, and has a great game, then we have nothing to say. We say, Shai, it's not your fault. You did the best you could. This team needs a number 2 option. However, if you go out there and you don't show up, you play the same way Jimmy Butler played last night, or you only have 20 to 25 points, inefficient shooting night, and the Nuggets blow your doors off in OKC, which could happen. Do not be shocked if people start saying playoff choker Shai, or this, that, and the other. This Thunder team, we should have never thought about them at this level. They're not that good. They were a regular season team. The free throw merchant call-outs. This, that, and the other. Do not be shocked if that comes out. If OKC gets blown out in Game 5. If Shai does not play at the high level that we know he can play at. Jokic, I trust Jokic. I trust Jamal Murray. I trust this Nuggets team to show up when it matters most. They have that championship pedigree. They won it 2 years ago. Last year was a little bit of an abnormality, losing Game 7 the way they did. Even though I think they're better this year than they were last year. I think the addition of Russell Westbrook really helps this team a lot, especially off the bench, giving Jamal Murray some rest. But it comes down to the play of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the rest of this Thunder squad, specifically Shai. And then on the other side, if Jokic, you would continue to play at that 33% from the field percentage, 16 turnovers in 3 games. If you continue on that trajectory, if you continue on that pattern, you're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear the noise that possibly you're not the best player in the world. People are gonna start questioning you. Especially if you go down 3-2 in this series and it's your fault because you don't show up. So this is a double-sided sword. I really believe that these 2 teams are so evenly matched. These are 2 teams that emulate each other in terms of depth, in terms of play, in terms of course, leaders, and beyond. I think it's really going to be a close game. And I mean, I like the Nuggets to still win this. I like the Nuggets to win this series. I like them to win Game 5. But I can't count out OKC. I think this is a 50-50 coin flip. And whoever wins Game 5 will most likely win the series. Whether it is OKC or Denver. I could see OKC. I don't know. think about it this way. I was more confident in the winner of Game 5 last night. Am I lagging? Okay. I was more confident in the winner of Game 4 last night between the Knicks and Celtics, whoever won that game, to win the series, than I do Game 5 tonight between the Thunder and Nuggets. I think these two teams are so mentally, they're grit, they're built on grit, grind, talent, and beyond, star talent. And they're incredibly deep, both teams. So I think both teams have an opportunity here. And yeah, Shai, show up. If you don't, you're gonna hear it. Jokić, show up. If you don't, you're gonna get questioned. That is the argument here. I think both stars are gonna show up, but it comes down to the star players around them as well. It comes down to Jamal Murray. It comes down to Aaron Gordon. It comes down to Chet Holmgren. It comes down to Lou Dort. Jalen Williams. We need more than 10 points. If you want to be a legitimate number 2 option for this Thunder team, you cannot have 10 points in a Game 4. Regardless of win or lose, you need to have more than 10 points. You need to play at a better level. You need to play more efficiently offensively. So that's just my take on it. But those two games kicking off later tonight. Obviously, I think the Pacers have more of an opportunity. I'm more confident in the Pacers knocking off the Cavs tonight and punching their way into the conference finals. In the other game, I'm picking the Nuggets to win Game 5. We'll see if my predictions were right. I was 0-2 last night with the Celtics and Warriors. We'll see if I can turn that around tonight with these picks. But thank you guys for tuning into the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. We appreciate your support beyond everything. We greatly appreciate you guys' support. So please remember to leave a positive review in the comments below. Whether it's positive, whether it's negative, let us know what we're doing well. Let us know what we can improve upon and beyond. We are continuing. Let us know how we can create a better product so we can continue to entertain and let us know what you guys want to hear more of in general to create a better product for you guys. For more content and updates, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Snapchat for more content and updates. Thank you guys for watching the GSMC Basketball Podcast. We have 2 more games later tonight. Really quickly, I will check the news on Jason Tatum before I hop off of here, just because I really want to see how this is all transpiring in Boston. I don't think it's come out yet. Let me check really quickly. I apologize, guys. I want to see if there's any latest news about Jason Tatum. And it doesn't look like I'm seeing any. I can't remember. Oh well. I'm trying to. There's a Celtics beat reporter. I'm trying to think of his name. I'll probably do a short about it. But thank you guys for watching the GSMC Basketball Podcast. Thoughts and prayers with Jason Tatum. Hopefully it's not an Achilles injury. We wish him nothing but the best. I'm gonna be wearing this all day. I'm gonna just appreciate Jason Tatum for the rest of the day. Tune in tomorrow as well at 9 a.m. Same time as always. Hopefully I go 2 for 2 with my picks. This is Marif Temi, the host of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, signing off. Bye-bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go